Welcome back to the CNT podcast. My name is Justin Yormark, and who am I here with? We're about to
Uh,
find out.
I am Tommy Terrio.
Oh my god, he's back. He's back. He never misses an episode. He's him. And
So
he has Card of the Week for us.
yeah,
What a
I
special
do.
treat.
So this week, so I'm just gonna segue into the we're talking about prospects. I want to do a card, I want to do a prospect card because I figured yeah, that would stand a reason, right?
It connects. Prospect episode, prospect card. It makes sense.
So
Let me tell you.
we have a Harry Ford auto,
Mm,
with the inscription "Jesus loves you," which two things.
we're, get,
One, love the
we're getting
inscription. You don't normally
religious.
normally you don't see the inscription. That's which is kind of nice. And then also I like his signature. It's very clean, simple, especially for an IP. It was it's very good because a lot of times the IP autos do not turn out so well. So that was a good one. That was a good looking one. And Harry Ford, for as much as we love Cal Raleigh, and he provided one of the most legendary moments in Mariners history with the home run off of was it Daniel Acevedo
I
in
believe so.
the um yeah last October to send the Mariners to the postseason for the first time in 21 years. Ignoring how awesome that was. Cal Raleigh is not the catcher of the future, and I think Harry Ford is the real deal. So
Cal Raleigh is the future of the Seattle Mariners. He is
I don't think so, Chief.
the guy. I mean,
I don't think so, Chief.
the catching position is so weak that he is a top 12 catcher in the league right now.
Yeah, it is really weak. I would have to go through and like really look at it, but I could see it.
Let's get into talking about prospects, though. I've been looking forward to this. I love prospects. I'm a big prospect fella. Everyone knows this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start out over pretty close to me in Spokane. The Spokane Indians, high A affiliate of Tommy's very own Colorado Rockies. I have given praise to a lot of Rockies prospects. It's not true, Romo. He's in Double A. I made a mistake. The guy I'm talking about was in High A, and I saw him play, and I saw the team when he was on it in High A, but he is now in Double A. I made a mistake. We're gonna go over to Hartford, the Yard Goats, the greatest name in minor league baseball.
It's no,
Gabriel
no,
Hughes.
no.
Gabriel Hughes. The Rockies' first round pick last year. He's an absolute stud. Absolute stud. His ERA is messed up because his defense behind him has just not been great. He has a 6.21 ERA between both leagues. So he has 83 strikeouts, a 1.35 whip, and only 26 walks, and hitters are only batting 203 against him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not his stats are a little bit underwhelming. I'll be honest. I see it and I get that. But like I watched him play. Like his fastball could be one of the best in the major leagues. Like he is a stud. He has the stuff to be an all-star in this league.
That would be nice. Unfortunately, he's undergoing Tommy John surgery. It was announced yesterday that he's undergoing Tommy John surgery alongside
Mm.
Antonio Sensatella and two other Rockies prospects.
I did see that, but I still wanted to give him a shout because he is a stud.
Mm-hmm. First off, get well soon. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing him back on the mound because he's a guy that, the Rockies stink at developing pitching talent, but if we can get it right with him and Dollander, I feel pretty good about that.
Dollander's a stud, dude. I like
I mean,
Dollander.
he was dynamic in 2022, but then this past year, he kind of bottomed out. I mean, you figure going into this last season, he was ahead of Paul Skeens in pretty much every ranking.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a terrible season, and Paul Skeens had one of the best we've ever seen. So,
Indeed.
all right. So my first guy, we're gonna go over to the Kansas City Royals. And Angel Zerpa. So he pitched a little bit in the majors last year. He made a couple appearances, picked up 3 wins, and and he's been good. He has good velo, he has good command, he is a very confident pitcher on the mound. Only problem is the team isn't behind him. Despite how much, despite how much the like or how bad the Royals rotation is, they don't seem to see project him as an ace. He's 23 years old, and currently he is struggling in AAA. He was promoted up from AA earlier this season, where he was pitching really well. Last year in the MLB, he went 2-1 with across 11 innings. He went 2-1 with a 1.64 ERA, a 1.09 WHIP, and hitters only hit 220 against him. So, I mean, he had good stuff going against high level MLB talent. He picked up his one of his first career wins against the Blue Jays, and those are that's a very high quality, outing for him to get a 1.64 ERA. But then for him to now be struggling in AAA is kind of concerning. He did get injured last year, but reportedly there was no concern coming into 2023. But still, there's some question as to that as to if that is a concern going forward for him.
Mm-hmm. He's a stud. He's a stud for sure. I mean, being a pitcher, being a pitcher is tough. I mean, I think pitching is harder mentally than hitting. I think hitting a baseball is harder than throwing one, but like the mental challenge of pitching is
Mm-hmm.
even harder, which is why a lot of people say pitching prospects don't really exist. Like, you never know which pitcher's going to be. Like Paul Steens went #1, Chase Dollander, who struggled like in their college careers. Chase Dollander was a better pitcher, but because of that last year, Steens went first. Dollander fell to 9.
9, yeah.
9. Like, it really is hard to predict pitchers, but I'm sorry, I can't pronounce his name. Can you say it?
On Angel Zerpa.
He sounds like the real
Zerpa.
deal. He
Mm-hmm.
sounds like the real deal.
Yeah, if he can figure it out in AAA, there's some good opportunities for him, down the road. Maybe it's another September call up again this year.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the Sod Poodles, another AA team, another guy who I saw play when he was in high A with the Hops. It's Ivan Melendez. I get that, like, I debated using him because I feel like I talked about him a lot, but he needs to be in this. He needs to be talked about. He has to be. This year, he's hitting in between single at high A and AA. He's hitting 274 with a 989 OPS at a 635 slugging, 69 hits, 17 doubles, 1 triple, 24 home runs, 51 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases this year. I want to look at his last 10 games, though. In his last 10 games, he has 6 home runs. In his last 30 games, okay, it's being weird. In his last 30 games, okay. It's not giving me his last 30 game stats. It's just giving me his last 10. But in 6 of his last 10 games, he has gone yard. No, so yeah, he's gone yard. His first AA at bat, a home run. He set this Hillsborough Hops home run record in a single season in half a year, breaking AJ Vukovic's record, who broke it last year. Ivan comes out. AJ Vukovic didn't even get to hold it for a single year. Ivan came up. He didn't even start. He didn't even start the year in high A, I don't think. Or did he? No, he did. He did. He did. But he came in and he absolutely raked. Broke the single season record in half a year. In half a year. That is absurd.
And your Ivan Melendez love is fascinating to me.
Why?
For as much as you clown on every for as much as I'll do a callback to this. For as much as you clown on all of Trevor's other players that he's cheered for across the years, this is the one guy that you've become attached to, and I just think it's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with I don't like the Astros and Trevor Rich for the Astros. I don't have a problem with Texas baseball, the college.
Hmm.
Ivan came from there. I mean, Troy Tulowitzki went there. Like, I have no problem with him.
Yeah,
And, like, I saw he won the Golden Spikes with him. He beat Chris Bryant's home run record single season, which upset me. Yeah, but like it put me onto him. And then he fell in the draft way too much. And then seeing him play, like he crushed a curveball that didn't hang. I was sitting behind home plate and he hit a home run. It did not hang. He crushed it. What it felt like was 420 feet.
yeah,
Like he crushed it. Like seeing a prospect play in person, like it totally changed. Like you can look at stats and you can know if a player's like good or bad by stats, but seeing them play is totally different.
yeah. So currently, Melendez has had played 7 games up in Double A. So I'm
He's hitting
curious to
3
see
0
if he can
308.
maintain the success.
Mm-hmm. He's played 7,
Um,
not 6.
yes, he's played 7 games in Double A, and I'm just curious because I've seen a lot of freak things happen within like the first 10 games of all like whenever you're up you're generally just better. You feel like you have a new feeling of energy, and you're like you feel motivated to keep pushing. I don't know. The only concern I have for him is the opportunities that he has in front of him where he's like at his position.
It's wide open at the MLB level. It's
Yeah, he's
wide
a
open.
first baseman, but you have Christian Walker there.
But is Christian Walker a long term solution?
No,
No.
I just wonder how much that's going to hold him back. Plus, you already have, and say they want to put him at third base. Okay, no, I don't like Emmanuel. Yeah, no, I don't really like Emmanuel Rivera either. So I
It's
don't know.
wide open. It's not a matter of when. No, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, I would give it 2 years. I don't know. This still shows. I mean, just how impressive the Diamondbacks acquiring of prospect talent is.
Yeah, they drafted him. They drafted him.
Hmm. So my next guy is outfielder, shortstop prospect from the Boston Red Sox system, Sedan Rafaela. He is currently in AAA. He is the highest rated in any system. He is the highest rated guy that I have on my list. He is number 2 in the Red Sox system. Let me start off with the fact that this guy's fielding is what got the Red Sox to sign him originally in the international signing pool. He was seen as this amazing fielder, and he has proven that in the minors. He is in 2021 and 2022, back-to-back years, these past 2 years, he was Boston's minor league defender of the year. In the entire organization, he was the defender of the year. And then you come across the number one problem that he possesses is he is tiny relative to what you would want especially an outfielder to be. He is 5'9", 165 currently. So that puts him, I mean, in the lowest tier in both height, like the lowest percentile in both height and weight, if he is to make it to the MLB. That being said, his production more than accommodates for that. In Double A this year, he hit 294 with a 773 OPS and 37 ribbies in 60 games. And since being called up to Triple A, in 19 games, he has hit for a 305 batting average, a 998 OPS, and 18 ribbies, all at his age 22 season. And if you want to talk about having like the red carpet rolled out for him at his position, especially like you were talking about that with Melendez, it's even more a thing for Rafaela. Say he is to move to shortstop, which would make more sense because I'm not trusting a guy who is 5'9" and 165, maybe 170, 180 by the time he makes it to the league. I'm not trusting him to put him out in the outfield. I'll be honest. So you put him at shortstop with no Xander Bogaerts. Yu Chang is currently listed as the starting shortstop for the Boston Red Sox, and Yu Chang has had some clutch moments for them throughout this year. He has had some good moments and deserves his props for making the MLB. There are two different kinds of I'm not gonna say greatness, but there are two different kinds of players that are playing right now. You have Yu Chang, who is hitting 171 in the majors this year with a 607 OPS. I would
Mhm.
say that the red carpet is laid out for Rafaela whenever the Red Sox organization feels that he is ready to make the jump.
I can agree with that. He sounds like good. I don't know a bunch about him. I'll be honest. I haven't heard a lot, but he sounds like the real deal.
Yeah, he was got one guy that as I was researching for this, I was like, I tried to set it to where most of my guys were below, were like either four in the system or below. But he was one guy like I know I need to highlight because no one is talking about this guy.
Hmm. Let's
So
see. Ivan's number 7 in his, so I stayed below. And then who was my first? My first one was Gabriel. I think he was 6. So I've stayed 5 and below, but
yeah,
6 was my highest. I'm dropping that average of being like up high. I'm going to the 25th ranked prospect in the Mariners organization.
okay,
Can you guess who it is?
Travis Coon.
No, Travis Kuhn is not in the top 30. Oh
Oh,
wait,
he's
no,
not
he's
there.
number 20.
Yeah, I
Oh
was about
wow,
to
I didn't
say.
realize.
I know he's in it.
He's balling out this year. We're not gonna talk. Okay, I'm just gonna read his stats real quick. No, don't do that. He's balling. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm talking about another guy I saw play this year. Tommy's gonna hate me for just being by putting people in the. I generally like seeing them play. Is
Yeah,
like
this feels a little biased here. You know,
it's not. I don't think it's biased. It's like it's. I've seen them play. I've seen them perform. Like
mhm.
he doesn't want me to do them. You can tell he's upset with me.
I'm a
Alberto
little upset.
Rodriguez.
You're not reaching out of your comfort zone here.
Oh, trust me, I will be pretty soon. I did my 3 that I've seen play first for a reason.
Okay.
I want to get a kick out of you and then branch out. Alberto Rodriguez. Okay, I'll be honest. He's now in double A. He's 22. He's now in double A. He was the number 1 after the massacre of their farm system last year at the deadline before the new rankings came out. So
Hmm.
he was like number 11 last year, and then they traded like a bunch of the top prospects, and he like jumped all the way up to like into the top 3, but
Yeah.
then he went down to 25 with the new rankings. He just got called up to double A. He's hitting 301 with a 567 slugging and a 385 on base percentage, which gives him a 952 OPS. He has 87 hits, 30 doubles, 7 triples, 11 home runs, 60 RBIs. He's walked 31 times. He's stolen 3 bases, but in his first few years in the pros, he stole 21, 13, 15. And then last year was 6 and this year is 3. So his stealing bases is gone down, but his power has gone up every year as well. So like he's traded away a little bit of speed for some power, which I don't hate. I mean, he's a stud. Like again, he's a great defender. I've seen him rob a home run in person, which is just insane. Like he's I want to see his defensive run save it. They don't track it on here, but like I bet you it's nice. I bet you it's good, dude. He's a great defensive player. And honestly, let's say Jared Kelenic gets healthy and Taylor Trammell gets DFA'd, and then he gets picked up by a different team. I think Alberto should be the next man up to the Mariners if Kelnick goes and gets hurt again or Kane Marlowe gets hurt. I think if Trammell does not stay with the organization when we get AJ Pollock or Jared Kelnick back, and then another outfield goes down, I think he should be the next man up in Seattle.
Only problem I have with that is he's going to run into the same problem that Taylor Trammell did.
Running out of minor league options.
Where Trammell became the greatest quadruple A player the Mariners had ever seen.
Whoa, Jared Kelnick was that for a little bit.
Yeah, but Trammell had some sustained success, there. I mean, Trammell's been there for 4 years now, it feels like.
Yeah.
And I worry that same fate would fall on him just because, honestly, because of how the Mariners have handled the outfield, how the Mariners handled the outfield in the offseason coming into this year.
Going and get Teo.
No, that Teo is fine. My bigger concern is AJ Pollock.
Well, that's how they handled they handled the outfit by getting Teo.
That part is fine. My problem is you did not need to trade for AJ Pollock.
They didn't trade for him, they signed him.
Even worse.
How does that work? They didn't give up any prospects for him.
There's no point to having AJ Pollock.
AJ Pollock is a solid baseball player. He's not playing great this year, but it was a solid
What purpose has he served that we wouldn't have gotten out of a guy that they seemed to trust coming out of last year in Jared Kelenic? And if you don't trust him, you have a guy that
Jared
you just
Kelenic
called
was the
up the other
starter.
day.
AJ Pollock was depth. Going into the year, AJ Pollock was on the bench and Jared Kelenic was starting.
There are other guys that I think that I think I would have rather spent money on. Heck, I would have rather not signed him or Colton. I would have rather not signed him or Colton Wong and signed a better second baseman or shortstop.
They traded for Colton Wong, and I agree they should not have traded for Colton Wong.
Yeah. It's nice to have Jesse Winker gone, though.
Huh?
I said it's nice to have Jesse Winker gone, though.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Jesse Winker is the second worst hitter in the MLB. You know who the worst hitter in the MLB is this year?
Colton Wong.
Colton Wong.
Really?
Only Jerry DePoto would trade a horrible bat for the one bat that is worse.
That's some Jerry DePoto type of moves.
I know.
Can we admit though, Jerry
Pollock.
DePoto has gotten incredibly lucky with a lot of what he's done. Like, a lot of his trades have been terrible. If you look at the majority of the trades that he made and a lot of the guys that he got rid of, it is not a good look. And yet he's gotten still increasingly lucky.
Yeah. At the time he lost the trade with the Phillies where he sent Gene Segura for JP Crawford. He got lucky. JP's come out this year and proven he's just as good as Gene Segura, or if not better this year. But
yeah,
JP had been struggling besides defense for a long time until this year.
Mm-hmm. All right, my next guy, we're gonna hop over to Cincinnati. And we're not doing one of the former Mariners. So shout out.
Shout out.
We're going to talk about Chase Petty. He was part of a trade, one of the trades for Sonny Gray, the trade that sent Sonny Gray to Minnesota. Chase Petty is currently number 5 in the Red system, sitting in their high A affiliate. So he has taken a massive step forward in 2023 because he has dealt with some problematic injuries throughout his career. And he had great velo coming out of high school. He was hitting triple digits in high school.
Absurd. Our age hitting triple digits, absurd.
Yeah. Only problem is he sustained some injuries, but he's taken a massive step forward in 2023, where he has a 1.74 ERA across 11 starts, 1.14 whip, and a 245 batting average against with 44 Ks to 10 walks. So his current ETA is 2025. I'll be honest, I am scared for the NL Central when he comes up and this rotation assumes its final form. You look at Hunter, you got Hunter Green, you got Chase Petty, and then you got Andrew Abbott and Graham Ashcraft, who are both in their mid-20s as well. The combination of those 4 guys plus the offensive firepower that you have coming up with your Edwin Arroyos, the guys who are already up there, and your Encarnacion Strands, your Ellie De La Cruzes,
Noelvi Marte.
Noelvi Marte is going to get traded. One of Noelvi Marte or Edwin Arroyo are going to get traded. One of those two is gone by the end of next year.
You think so?
Because they're both shortstops, and they have
shortstops and play second base.
Yeah, you have Ellie De La Cruz. So let's just go down the list. You have Matt McClain. So in this, from second base over, because I don't know what's going to happen at first. None of them are good at first. So you have Matt McLean, you have Edwin Arroyo, Noelvi Marte, you have Ellie De La Cruz.
Someone can DH.
Plus you have other guys that are up in that system. So plus you have Jonathan India.
I think Jonathan India could learn how to play first base.
Easier said than done.
I mean, Nick Castellanos went from a second baseman to an outfielder.
Plus you also have Christian Encarnacion Strand, who also needs to
DH.
put in who also needs to be put in that into that somehow.
Yeah, probably will have to offload some talent.
Besides, it's not like they're hurting, like they're hurting for it. I would probably go for a bullpen arm if we're being honest.
I would go for an outfielder. Who's in the outfield right now?
Let's see. I'm pulling it up 1 second.
They could trade for AJ Pollock.
TJ Friedel, Jake Fraley, and Will Benson. Outside of Friedel, I don't love that.
I mean, Fraley's having a solid year. Like they should go out and trade
But
for like
Jake Fraley is not a long-term solution. I would maybe package him with somebody else to get, an outfielder.
Let's see who's an outfielder on the trading block. I'm like completely blanking. Bellinger, but do you think he's a long-term solution? He could be
No,
the
probably
solution
not.
at first base too, though. But the Cubs wouldn't want to trade in division.
Yeah. Plus, they do have
Eloy Jimenez. Eloy
the first
Jimenez.
base. First base is not a liability, by the way.
Eloy Jimenez. They gotta trade for Eloy Jimenez. That would be
Yeah,
that
could
could
work.
be a great fit. You give
But
you give him
first base is not a concern, by the way.
you give him Noelve Marte, Jake Fraley, and another like someone from your 20 to 30 prospect range. You get Eloy Jimenez.
Is Eloy Jimenez a long-term solution?
I think he could when he is healthy, he is a stud.
Only problem is he's not healthy
But
often.
maybe if he gets out of Chicago, out of the South Side, maybe like the change of scenery will do something.
That'd be nice. No,
If they want to go crazy, do Jake Fraley, Noelve Marte,
probably Jay
Edwin
Allen.
Encarnacion, and Strand, and two more of the top 30 prospects, and try and go out and get Luis Robert. See if he's available. But then they'd have to decimate that farm. I don't know. I like the Eloy trade I came up with. I think it makes more sense. They're not doing nearly as much decimating, and they're still getting like someone who can hit 40 home runs a year.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one that I don't like, but would kind of make sense. It would be a very stereotypical thing for this team to do. Is the Rockies would consider trading like even the Nolan Jones, which is kind of sad, but it would make sense for them to do it because the Rockies are stupid.
Well, the Rockies are stupid. I can agree with you with that.
I wouldn't be shocked if they did that. Let's put
It'd
it
be
that way.
so dumb for them to trade Nolan Jones.
Oh, it would be incredibly dumb. But that outfield, come on, that'd be great.
It would be.
For the Reds, that'd be great.
Let's go into my next one. This is my number 4. We're going to number 14 in the New York Yankees system.
Okay.
Someone in his first 2 years was a combined 0-9 starting pitcher.
I'm
Who
already
last
so
year had a
excited.
4.56 ERA.
I'm not really excited.
With only, and his opponents were hitting 217 against him last year with a 1.43 whip last year. Now let's see how this year's stats. 1.25 whip. Opponents are hitting 203 against him. 96 strikeouts to 41 walks.
What's his ERA?
I'm getting there. He's 7-3 with a 2.36 ERA.
I'm intrigued.
Clayton Beetle is churning heads and reviving his minor league career and showing that he can be a top tier prospect. Now, I don't think he's going to stay with the Yankees. I think the Yankees are going to buy in a last-ditch effort to contend, and I think Clayton Beetle will be moved either this year or next year, or maybe this offseason with the Yankees trying to find a way to still contend. That doesn't mean he's not a stud, and that does not mean he does not deserve to be on this list. He's lowered his ERA by over 2. He's lowered it by 2.2. His whip has gone
One thing
down a lot as well.
One thing I would like to make known is that his ERA is almost at 3.3 in AAA this year thus far.
Looking at AAA right now, and 3.26 isn't even that bad.
Well, sure, but you're kind of burying the lead, so let's be
Okay,
careful.
well, last year in AA, he had a 5.75 ERA, and then he went to the Somerset AA and had a 2.13 ERA in summer. Because the Yankees have 2 AA teams. I didn't know that. I'll be honest.
Hmm?
The Yankees have 2 AA, unless he was. I don't think he was traded though, was he?
He was to some
Oh,
of the Dodgers. He went to Dodgers originally.
I don't remember him with the Dodgers.
Mhm.
Yes, but when he got to the Yankees, he was a stud.
All right. Can I go with my next guy?
I mean, if you want to keep moving the episode along, yeah.
I don't know if you had anything else to say on Mr. Beater. The next guy that I'm going to talk about is Houston Astros outfield prospect, Ryan Clifford. He is currently 20 years old, but is incredibly mature for his age in terms of his baseball, like his plate discipline and all that. He has been playing for U.S. national teams since he was 12.
Oh my God.
He played for the U12 USA team. He's a high on base guy who really has two paths. He's still 20, and he's kind of been exploring which way he wants to go with his career. So right now he is he weighs he is 6'3", 200, which is like your ideal physical frame for an outfielder. But he's still we're still trying to figure out if he's a speed guy, like a speed threat, or a true power threat. He hasn't really diverged to one or the other, so it'll be interesting to see like where his career can move one way or the other. So he started the year in their with their low A affiliate, hitting 337 with a 945 OPS and 15 ribbies across 22 games. In high A, his performance has taken a hit, hitting 263 with an 871 OPS and 37 ribbies in 53 games. His ETA currently is 2026. I could see him coming in as early as fall of 2024, fall of next year, depending on where the team is. And that, I mean, he has the world is his oyster with all the potential in the world that he has, as opposed to a Chas McCormick or anybody else who, they're above average hitters, but nothing more than that. So I really like the sound of that.
I think Drew Gilbert's better, but he's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree that Drew Gilbert is better, but in an ideal world, you have 3 years from now, you have an outfield of Kyle Tucker, Drew Gilbert, and Ryan Clifford.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Don't hate me.
Amazing.
Don't hate me.
Problem is, he has 2 other outfield prospects to compete against.
Don't hate me. I don't think he will be a major league player with the Houston Astros. I think he'll be traded and be a major league player somewhere else.
Unfortunately, that stands to reason. Their top 4 prospects are all outfielders.
Mm-hmm. Don't hate me. I'm doing a Cubs prospect. And don't hate me. It's one of the guys we just drafted. Okay, Tommy hates me, so we're not gonna do him. What? Give me one good reason why I can't. He's
Because
a prospect.
every single guy that you have done thus far has been personally motivated.
How was
except for Clayton Beater, every other guy has been has been personally motivated.
How is Matt Shaw? Okay, I won't do Matt Shaw then. I'll scratch him. I'll go to my next one. Oh, fine. I'll prove you wrong. We're going to the Red Sox.
Great.
I could be personally motivated with Blaze Jordan because I'm not doing Blaze, but I want to tell this little story. He's from around here, where I'm from here. He played Little League in a different league than my brother, but at the same time. And so like everyone would always talk about, oh, Blaze Jordan hit another home run. He was like same age as my brother playing Little League. My brother never played him, but like it could have, which is crazy.
You're thinking of a different guy.
No, I'm thinking of Blaze Jordan.
Blaze Jordan is from South Haven, Mississippi,
I'm not thinking. I know
and
it's
went to
Blaze.
high school in South Haven, Mississippi.
Nuh-uh. He played. My brother told me this. It was Blaze. You're wrong. You look super silly right now.
I don't like to do this, guys. I hope y'all understand that, I you
You're
know
wrong.
that I don't need to do this, but I feel motivated to.
Nuh-uh.
Oh no, I've been hit with the infamous Justin Yormark. Nuh-uh. Here we go.
Nuh-uh.
All right, who's your next prospect? It's okay to be wrong, Justin. Who's your next prospect?
Nathan Hickey. Number
Okay,
15 in Boston's organization.
I like it.
He's hitting 286 with a 925 OPS. He's a tetra. He's a tetra, by the way. So like again, kind of wide open because they got rid of Christian Vasquez. He's in double A as well. He has 15 home runs this year. He does have 67 strikeouts compared to 31 walks. So he has a strikeout problem. So I don't think he's quite ready to come up, but I do believe he could be the future catcher for the Red Sox. And I will say he only struck out 20 times in high A this year. And then when he got called up, he's kind of struggled since getting called up. He's hitting 283. Oh, since being called up with 11 home runs, but he's had his strikeout problem in double A.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly compared to it, which is feel like this is the highest he's been. Strikeout like not ideal, but also understandable, and like that can be fixed. He's a little bit of a project with the strikeouts, I'll be honest. Like the Red Sox are gonna have to work on him to get better plate discipline, but like if he gets that plate discipline, he
Yeah.
could be a top tier catcher.
All right, Justin.
Yeah,
Two of my next three guys are from each of the New York teams. I want you to choose which one I go to first.
the Mets.
All right, we're going to go to the number 11 prospect in the Mets system, Coleman Crow. His fastball, first off, amazing, anywhere from 94 to 97. Is where it's topped out at, and it's been amazing. Only problem is he doesn't have a true out pitch. He doesn't have one thing that he doesn't have any dominant pitch that he can lean on when he's stuck in a rut, if you will. So he has had to just consistently have superb command, and just outduel hitters almost every time, which is tough. Unfortunately, he was he's been sidelined with injury since late April.
Did you say luckily?
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he has been sidelined with an elbow inflammation since late April. He was traded to the Mets in June. He was part of the Eduardo Escobar trade. And in double A, he has a 1.88 ERA, a 1.14 batting average against, a 0.63 whip, and 31 Ks. In other words, he checks all of the boxes, But unfortunately, because of how the world is, not everything is perfect, and hopefully his elbow inflammation can, subside, and he can come back and appear for the Rumble Ponies in some games later this year. And I don't know. I feel pretty good about him making an appearance at some point in the next couple of years. He's currently 22, which I feel good about that for a prospect of his caliber already. Plus, with how shaky the rotation is, like how much does Justin Verlander have left in the tank?
I think Verlander gets traded at the deadline.
How much does Max Scherzer have left in the tank?
I also think he gets traded at the deadline.
And after that, your best player is Tyler McGill. Like I feel pretty good about this guy.
Are you forgetting about Kodai Senga?
Kodai Senga. I forgot about him. But you have Kodai Senga and Tyler McGill.
Okay, Kodai Senga is good. Tyler McGill, not so much.
That's not an awe-inspiring duo.
Mm-hmm. Don't disrespect Kodai Senga, though.
No, I just forgot about him originally.
Okay. I'm watching you. Got my eyes on you.
Still, is Kodai Senga ready to be the ace?
Maybe.
Exactly. If you can't say that
was an all-star. He was an all-star.
100%, like, if you can't sit here and say with 100% certainty that he can be, I have dramatic concerns because your two aces are either going to be traded, let go, or lose gas. One of the three.
Let's go over to Oakland, shall we?
Yuck. Do we have to?
Yeah. Number 7 prospect. Is that too high for you?
No, that's fine.
Lawrence Butler. He's a dog. He's a dog, dude.
I've never heard of him. Talk to me.
You've never heard of Lawrence Butler, really?
No.
Oh, then I'm so glad I'm about to introduce you to Lawrence Butler. Oh my god. He's this year he's hitting 285. He hit 285 in AA this year. He's hitting 286 in AAA this year. I'm gonna give you his stats from AA and AAA. AA this year, he has an 817 OPS, 10 home runs, 47 RBIs, and 13 stolen bases. In AAA this year, he's hitting 286 with an 873 OPS, two home runs, 10 RBIs, and six stolen bases, which gives him a total of an OPS of 823, 12 home runs, and 19 stolen bases, with 65 strikeouts to his 34 walks. So again, he strikes out more than he walks, but when he gets on, chances are he gets past first base.
Yeah. I
feel he also has 19 doubles.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not, I feel like I have a pretty decent idea of why this is all going down. So
why is this all going down?
Just with his base stealing ability,
Oh my!
why you like it so much.
I didn't know he had that many stolen bases when I picked him.
Really?
I picked him because I saw a clip of him like just destroying a baseball the other day on social media, and so he was fresh in my mind. So I looked him up. I looked into his stats, decided to use him, and saw that he had a good amount of stolen bases. Also, in 2021, he had 29, which is pretty cool too. So yes, that was a factor, but it's not the reason I picked. I picked him for his, but he is a true power and speed threat, and you know how I love my power and speed threat guys.
Mm-hmm. Because they're so unique. They're unicorns. I mean, you look at Byron Buxton and you look at Luis Robert, are just are
and
two
Ronald Acuna and Corbin Carroll.
Yeah.
I guess Carroll's more speed than power, I would say.
Yeah.
Acuna, you can say though for power.
Acuna is what Lawrence Butler becomes in a perfect world.
Yes. And Lawrence Butler plays outfield and first base, which I love guys who can play the outfield and play first base.
Yeah,
Like
he's
Alex
gonna. So
Kirilloff,
I
I was
mean,
really high on him
here,
because he could do both, but he hasn't fully really panned out in the majors yet. But
let me
I
let me
really
talk,
like
let me
Alex.
tell you exactly how his career is going to go. Until the age of 33, he is going to be playing mostly outfield. He is going to be the rangy outfielder, probably center fielder left, that is making all the wild highlight plays. He hits 34, he signs a new contract and goes somewhere else. At that point in time, he plays first base for the rest of his career while he sits on his power for the rest of his career.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Probably
seen that script 19,000 times.
19,000 times.
I mean, to an extent, I mean, it's kind of different, but we saw it with a guy like Nelson Cruz.
He never really played first base though. He just moved to DH.
He moved to DH, but it's the same idea where it's not a, where it's not a, where it's not a speed intensive thing.
Mm-hmm. Who's your number 6?
Do you want to go to our other New York guy or the other one?
Let's do it. Let's go to New York.
All right, we're gonna go over to the Bronx. Well, not exactly to the Bronx because he's not up in the majors yet because
He
that's
want
not
to
how
be a prospect.
that's not the right way to go about it because there are some guys that are considered prospects still that aren't, but
Yeah, but we wouldn't count them as
yeah,
prospects for a prospect type episode. Like, yes,
yeah.
they're prospects, but they're not prospects.
Hmm. We're gonna go over to Scranton Wilkes-Barre, and we're gonna talk about the third ranked outfielder in the Yankee system, Everson Pereira. Now, Everson Pereira has been hidden behind Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones.
Spencer
They,
Jones, I learned more about recently at the Futures game. He's a dog.
yeah, they have received all the attention, and Everson Pereira is a guy that needs to be recognized. So this is a guy that I need you to get. I need to put you onto this guy. Okay. So coming out of from Venezuela. There it is. I've forgotten to write that down. Coming out of Venezuela, he was a great contact guy. He got on base. He was a very fundamental baseball player. The Yankees have slowly turned him into even more and more of a plus power hitter. He has a more aggressive approach to plate. He is hitting more home runs than he used to, and that's been really exciting to see. Also, he stole 21 bases last year. He's currently at 7 right now through 59 games. So, that's fun.
I want him.
So unfortunately, his light is kind of being hidden, and I think he's going to be traded because the Yankees aren't going to trade their $16.5 million man in Jason Dominguez. And like you said, Spencer Jones is a dog. But let me put you on here. So we started out the year in Double A, as one does. 291 average, 907 OPS, and 31 ribbies across 46 games. He has now moved up to Scranton Wilkes-Barre and the AAA affiliate for the New York Yankees. He is hitting 352 with a 1037 OPS and 17 ribbies in 13 games, which feels less like a honeymoon phase and more like he's here to stay. And I am ecstatic that I found this guy because normally talent like this doesn't come around all that often.
Bro sounds like
And
bro sounds like the athletics. Bro sounds like the scout from the Mets in Moneyball. He says to Billy Bean, young Billy Bean, we don't find a guy who has all 5 tools very often.
yeah,
And you
uh,
sound just like him. You sound just like him.
the defense isn't exactly where I would want it to be. He's a good defender, but not. He's not. I mean, he's not the ideal defender that I would want if I'm going to put him out in the majors. But I mean, still, he has. I mean, he has great arm strength in right field. So
So
only
my 7.
problem is he's toast. I mean, he's toast in that system because he's going to have to make it this year if he wants to do it. You figure. Like he's going to be a September call up into left field.
Right.
Unfortunately.
I'm gonna get frisky for my last one, but dude, he is a stud. Phillies number 23 prospect in rookie ball at age 17, younger than me, and doing so much more with his life. Starlin Caba,
All right, talk to me, Justin.
314 batting average, 413 on base percentage, 364 slugging. He doesn't have much power. He's a little scrawnier guy. He's a shortstop. He's not a shortstop with power. 777 OPS. 2 doubles, 2 triples, no home runs, 17 RBIs, 20 walks, 15 stolen bases, and 14 strikeouts. He has more stolen bases than strikeouts. This guy does not strike out. He is a faster Luis Arias, potentially. He
That would be
doesn't
awesome.
strike out. He steals bases. He gets on base.
Nice.
He's a stud. You can't deny it. He's 17 as well. He was just signed. His ETA is 2027. He's 5'10", weighs 160 pounds. Oh, Tommy, you want to hear the best part? He's a switch hitter.
Dang.
You don't see many players like this anymore. This kid could be a stud. Only problem is he's behind Trey Turner. So Trey Turner kind of sucks right now. But he could also be
Yeah,
a
and if the
perfect
kid's
mentor for
17,
him.
he's not. I mean, his ETA is probably like 2028. So
2027. And Trey Turner signed an 11-year deal. He's there for a while.
jeez. Man, the Phillies really screwed themselves with that one.
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
realize how
why I
bad it
hate
was.
signing 28-year-olds to 10 to 14-year deals is so dumb and I hate it. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I can't believe so many
No
teams.
one should. No one should be. So here's my thought: is no one should be signed to that long of a deal, right? Because there are two times. There are two times when you do it, right? Is you either do it where you have like a Wander Franco, Julio Rodriguez, or a Trey Turner, a Bryce Harper type of deal, right?
Mhm.
where like Julio and Wander, you don't know. You're signing them after their rookie year. 99
But
times out of 100, you're signing them after the rookie year. And thus far, that hasn't panned out with Julio. And it has
it
panned out with
has
Wander.
kind of panned out with Wanda though. Like,
It has panned out with Wander. That's why it's very hit or miss.
see, I'm
And
willing.
then with Trey Turner, like we said, it is
What are we
falling off the
doing?
wheels.
What are
And
we doing?
by the time the contract's done, he's 40.
Like the Cubs signed Swanson. They might have overpaid like on a yearly salary, but they only signed him for like 5 or 6 years. Like
Yeah,
that was better. Like
that was responsible.
Swanson signed the best team friendly deal out of all the shortstops in that big market pile.
Oh, that was wild. Just how many shortstops there were these past 2 years.
And then, so I'm all for giving like 10 to 14-year deals to guys like Waldo Julio, who could be the face of your franchise, who is young, who are 2021. I can get behind that. Giving it a 28-year-old to 30-year-old, you lose me. I'm gonna yell at you. I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna say you're an idiot on the pod. Like, I will never get behind that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my Justin Talk.
Thanks. Appreciate it. All right. My
Who is
last
your number
guy,
7?
just because I like to be different, Justin, is I'm not going to do the guy that we agreed I was going to do.
Oh my God, you're so lame.
I want to go to the Twins organization.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Minnesota cold.
Minnesota. Mid. They call it Minnesota because everything in it is mid, including the football team. I'm sorry. I'll let you talk.
Kirk Cousins, top 12 quarterback.
Kirk Cousins is not. That is outrageous to say. He is not good. He's not good. He's not a top 15 quarterback in the league. He sucks. You are so wrong. You are
Stir in the
so
pot.
wrong. You're
Stir
stirring
in
the
the pot.
pot and you're wrong. Kirk Cousins is a certified bomb. Okay, talk about your Minnesota prospect.
So this one I kind of struggled with because he has been riddled with injuries. I mean, he hasn't pitched this year yet, which is a problem. I understand that, but I really like him. He has
Really
great
likes him.
velo. He has a great velo. He has a great concern. Matt Cantorino, by the way, is the name. Number 10 guy in the system. He has great control. He has a high velo on his fastball. He has a 1.95 ERA, 1.16 WHIP, 154 batting average against. And 54 Ks across 12 starts. Like he checks all of the boxes except for the fact that he can't stay healthy. Like if this guy stays healthy, I'm scared to think what happens, because respectfully, by the time he makes it up to the league, let's say 2025, I don't feel great about the pitchers. Like you got Pablo Lopez.
Stud.
Is Sonny Gray good by that point?
Probably not, but Joe Ryan will be.
Joe Ryan's a bullpen guy though.
No, Joe Ryan will be a starter.
Bailey, I don't feel great about Bailey Ober being good.
I think he could be a bullpen guy. Like be a solid bullpen guy. Like a failed starter. Like
Yeah.
kind of like an Andrew Chafin.
Yeah, I'd hope that I hope that my guy can be better than Andrew Chafin, but here we are. When you have this, when injury is, start taking out your career this early, it becomes, a concern.
Mhm.
So, all right, all righty.
Is that all she wrote?
Can I give? And this isn't like a full thing, but can I give one shout out to one other guy?
Oh, so now you want to talk about him.
No, not him.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, my
Um,
bad.
of the Padres, Ethan
Ethan
Salas.
Salas?
Yeah.
Dude, I knew it. I wanted to put him too.
This was a guy. He broke my rule, and I only wanted to have the one guy at number 2. So I chose to prioritize. Rafaela, a guy that wasn't, well known whatsoever for. I wanted to prioritize him over anybody else.
Hmm.
But Ethan Salas is, I think, the only prospect in any top 30 list that is younger than both you and I.
I think just like he just turned 17.
Yeah, his birthday is almost 3 months after mine, which is really weird.
He's younger than you, Tommy.
Yeah, but in low A, as a 17-year-old, he's hitting 268 with an 848 OPS, 6 home runs, and 29 ribbies across 38 games. He also has 5 stolen bases as a catcher, so you got to appreciate it. As a
No, he's a
17-year-old,
stud.
this is absurd. Love this kid, and I hope he does amazing things.
Tommy's in love.
And I hope the Padres don't do what they normally do and trade good catching prospects away.
Tommy's in love.
Kind of a theme.
Tommy's in love.
Who's the Padres catcher right now, anyway?
I want to say Luis Campusano.
It's not exactly encouraging.
Well, he's a stud.
Yeah. Oh no, it's Gary Sanchez. Wait, oh, they got
That's
into the offseason. Yeah, he's hitting 193.
mm-hmm. It's not
And Luis
ideal.
Luis
Call Ethan up.
Campusano.
Call Ethan up. Call Ethan up.
What do you think's the youngest guy
Call
to ever
Ethan
play in the
up.
MLB?
That's why I'm saying it. Call Ethan up.
What do you think it is right now currently?
Call Ethan up. I want to say 19.
No, Joe Nuxhall.
How old?
He was 15 years old. He first appeared in 1944, though, so you know. I mean, still, the guy had a. It's wild. He had a 16-year career, which means he retired at 31 or 32, and he still played 16 years.
That's your well, that's your Tommy story right there. I feel like
Yeah, maybe I dig into that.
that's a what the fuck stat of the night though.
Wow, now Justin's cursing here too. Holy smokes!
Dude, 15 is outrageous. You know what I was doing at 15?
This
I was in middle school. I was in middle school.
so was I.
I was learning how to drive at 15. Like, you tell me bro was in the MLB?
No, 15 is high school. 15 is high school.
I was 15 in 8th grade.
Oh,
So
that's right.
a year
Because you're
older.
yeah. So Joe Nuxall across his career, he 3.9 ERA, 30.3 WAR, 1,300 strikeouts. I pitched for a long time.
Hmm.
Oh
We
no.
gotta end it on that though. Like we're talking 15 MLB, like that ends that.
Okay.
Dude.
So this is interesting. Okay, actually, I'll save this for the Tommy story. I'll save that for the Tommy story. All right. So there's your tease. There's your teaser for that.
That is crazy.
All right. And then just anything else to say, or can we sign off here? All right. Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. We appreciate it every single week. We will see you all next week. Sounds good. Good. Sounds like a good deal to me. Peace.
Peace.